SizeWatcher. It's a small thing I built in just one afternoon because I needed it and because it was fun to make. What is it? It's a small tool, 3.5 kilobytes big, to watch the size of your window, the browser window, or an element in the page. And you can basically do some cool stuff with that. Based on that width, you can do things like ordering elements. So if you have a navigation bar, you want to move to the bottom on some dimensions, you can do that quite easily. You can move elements on the page. So if you have a menu in the sidebar and you want on a wide screen to have that in the top bar, perfectly possible. You can add classes based on the width. So you can trigger a callback function when you either enter or leave a range, which is quite handy if you want to attach some events on like the menu. You add a class on the menu, it hides all the menu elements, and you add an event to open the menu. And if it becomes out of range, you detach the event. One warning in advance: don't do layout with JavaScript. Initiating stuff, you include SizeWatcher, your cool application code, which is in mycoolcode.js, and of course you wrap that all up on deploy with a build script, or many frameworks have a small assets pipeline thing to minify, concatenate all that stuff into one single file, so you don't have to worry about lots of HTTP requests. Within your cool code.js on load, for example, it also works if you put it on the body. You initiate a SizeWatcher object. In this case, the selector is body, so it watches for the body. We put that in a variable SizeWatcher object, and then we can do stuff with that. And it works a bit like this. We can call a method in that object called breakpoint. It has two arguments which come first, which are the minimum and the maximum value of the range. And the third argument is an object with all the details of what needs to happen when it comes in that range. So in this case, we add a class condensed only when the body width is between 400 and 600 pixels. Also, we have the order between of the elements second and first switched. If you have like logically named elements, which with the first actually being the first element, and on enter you have that's the callback function. It gets two parameters with that, the element and the width, so you can do stuff with that. So what will happen? Yeah, that's already told that. So just for your information.
Is there an infinite number?
It's on this slide.
No, I mean if you want the max width to be infinite, is there an option for that?
Like from 700 to,
Ah,
yeah, that's this. Yeah, so 600 to infinity.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. That's in it. Infinity is a default JavaScript thing. So in this case, we reference an object in the page, main menu, and the order and the move operations refer to that element. So the size is still watched on the body element, but the stuff which actually happens is in the main menu thing. And if you have like multiple things, you can concatenate all the stuff. Will work out fine. The order is just switched in these two cases. So the contact and home are switched in the menu. Of course, you don't need to address the elements with IDs. I just do that for convenience typing thing. I like the hash. No, it's just you can use classes. You can use the CSS to attribute things, even CSS3 attribute selectors. Any selector which is supported by query selector all, which is supported in IE 8 and up and other browsers since the Stone Age. So, but my script is only IE 9 and up. So that's because media queries only work in IE 9. So that's a bit fair to do. In this example, we can move stuff around. So the move array in this case contains only one thing to move, one object with a selector and a to. The selector selects the element, and the to means to which element it needs to be appended. And you can also say it needs to be after the logo or after the second menu in something. I think this is all you need to do all the power. If there's more, I'd like to get feedback on that so I can build it in. But I think this is quite foolproof and power-proof and jetpacks and steroids and all things. I've got something underneath this. The order method is called after the move thing, so you can move stuff around and then it gets shoveled into the right order. I've got a demo. I think I need to exit the presentation mode, which is currently running. And what will happen is that if the width of this iframe on the page is below 350 pixels, the body thing, the green box will be below the blue box. So that will happen around here. And oh, I can. I was hoping my browser would allow me to go further, but the blue box also has a SizeWatcher object, which watches on the size of that blue box, and based on that, the title in the gray box will be moved out in and out of the gray box. I think I just saw that. Yeah, it's actually working.
Just price my own codes.
You don't need to be colorblind to
Ja, we see.
Ja?
Hij doet het. Hij doet het goed hoor.
Alright. So browser support, I talked about it shortly. IE9 and up, that's because if you want to use media queries and this script, you get the full experience. Other browsers, iPhone, Safari, I tested in, the Android browser and Chrome on Android. And surprise, surprise, BlackBerry works by accident. I was in Browser Lab and we tested all day, all browsers, and at the end of the day we were packing in all the devices. Oh, there's another BlackBerry line here. And we tested it, and it took longer to type in the URL of the application than to test the application because it all worked. And if you have like some other phones, I'd like to know if it works. It should work, but I'd like to know. And that's it about it. You can grab it from GitHub. It's MIT licensed. So that basically means you can do whatever the fuck you want. And that was a short demo.
But it only watches the width. Because I can imagine that height is could be a factor as well. Because, you know, especially for ordering.
That's on the to-do.
Ah.
That's the second demo. It's for the second demo, no?
Yeah.
Hi.
The second name was height on.
Would be good. Of course, the demo I just showed is also on this GitHub page. I can try to show it. It has other dimensions because it was not in an iframe, so this should, yeah.
Would it work with Respond? Could you get
Not
it?
tested, but I can do that. Basically, what the magic is behind this is the selector thing, and that only works in IE 8 and up.
Right.
So I need to code fallbacks for that, like with get element by ID instead of query selector,
Sure.
and that will generate like a bazillion kind of code.
But I mean, even if you got it working for IE8, that's
Yeah,
that's
IE 8.
a great
Yeah.
start point, isn't it?
What about adding support for IE8 and below in combination with jQuery?
Yeah, that's a good one. I wanted it to be dependency. How do you say that?
Free.
Free. Yeah. But could be another project. It's not really that hard to port this code, I think.
But I can see a lot of people want to drop IE7 anyway, so.
Yeah.
But IE8
So
is something
IE8.
for that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. If you use this,